So, flashes of light, energy, and he who moves amongst the clouds. I don't know how many people have cameras out there and what they see inside things in between or anything whenever they start videotaping certain things and aspects, and how my cat just starts meowing at me, and watching how everything in the field right there above that house, and I know it isn't light and energy transfer just from artificial light. I know that. The Mayans had a word for God is with us is now you see Aweta. And how odd to me how now you see the weather in English would be the same pronunciation and enunciation. How Israel is Israel. How Yeshua is Yeshua. How Jesus is He's us. How Emmanuel is God is with us, but Emmanuel would be everlasting in a man. E-L or U-H. And U-H, because A-E-I-O-U. And sometimes Y, the vowels. A, I-E, an idea. I-O-U is Y. And the other ones are R-S-T-L-N-E, the consonants that you can pick from on Wheel of Fortune, which makes me laugh because R-S-T-L-N-E, most people are wrestling with that idea. And it's just one of these things that I was absolutely laughing about. If anybody understands what I'm talking about there, because it's just something funny to me. But I'm trying to bring awareness to addiction and recovery more so than anything, because it's an absolutely travesty what happens. Oh, there you go, a flash of lightning. And him showing himself that the Reverend Billy Graham preached a sermon on a flash. It comes as a flash of lightning, and it is the Christ. So the second coming of Christ has already happened. The Euphrates River is dried. The kingdom of heaven is like this. Every household will be broken into, watched over. Every hair on your head will be accounted for. Every thought you've ever had in your entire life goes into the field anyways. He's been here the whole time, moving amongst us. When two or more gather, when two or more gather in his name, he is there. So the second coming part of him coming and bringing a sign for this generation is what everybody's been waiting for. So I guess this generation needs to be shown a sign. And I know that I am forever changed and forever different. I have an entire story about what happened to me over the last 33 years. It would be 34 now, but at 8 years old, I prayed him into my heart. 33 years later to the day, May 27th of 2021, I ended up full-blown in addiction, living a wayward, backward life, caught up in the snare traps of addiction. And the harder you pull whenever you're trapped in addiction, it's a snare trap. The harder you pull, the harder you run, the more that snare gets deeper and deeper into your skin. So that's exactly why Jesus called it a snare trap in the Bible. The only way to remove yourself from that is to stop, be still, and take your time. And literally, piece by piece, remove each freaking piece of that trap out of you. And God created the world in 7 days. In 7 days, he created the world. If you're so smacked up on drugs, you can go and get out of detox in about 7 days and recreate yourself. If you keep focusing on laying down and praying through it. Just pray through it. And I can tell you a little bit of a good way to understand how to get through it. Whenever you read a book in silence, you're going to hear your mind speak to you silently inside. So you're going to hear your thoughts when you're inside of a rehab. You'll hear them. You'll hear yourself speak. Once you get this understanding down pat, that you can hear your inner voice inside of you. So you'll understand exactly what you're thinking the whole time you're laying in bed. And then once you recognize that moment, hold on to it, because then you'll be able to fight it that much more. Whatever it is you're thinking that makes you think you need something more in your hands to use on a day-to-day basis. So do me a favor, try it out. Try getting a book if you're even out there. Even if you're not using, get a book, read in silent, and tell me what you hear. Because you're going to hear your thoughts. And that's going to tell you a whole lot more about how your thoughts travel at the speed of thought into the field of energy, into the earth as it is in heaven, into the universe. So everything that's ever known by you, your family, your friends, everyone. God knows it. Keeps a journal on you. It's written as well that way. But the best way to explain it is absolutely awe-inspiring and amazing. God bless.